Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dana and today I made this amazing walnut baklava cheesecake. I will start with ingredients for the filling. For the cheesecake of this cake, I have here cream cheese, sugar, eggs, natural yogurt, unflavored and unsweetened, flour, vanilla extract, and rose water. All these ingredients should be at room temperature, and I put cream cheese in a bowl and I'm gonna mix it up with sugar. Of course you can use a mixer. I use the whisk and the spatula. So add gradually sugar and mix it up really good with that cream cheese. I will start now to add yogurt, and as I said, I'm using natural yogurt, unsweetened and unflavored. A Greek yogurt will be amazing in this recipe, will provide enough fat for this cake to be super creamy and delicious. So mix that in. I'm adding now eggs in the mixture. Eggs that I have at room temperature. I make sure that I mix them really well in the rest of the mixture. Flavor this with vanilla extract. Of course, you can use vanilla paste or even fresh vanilla seeds if you have any. And rose water as well. Next, add flour, mix it in and let this aside. In the meantime, I'm gonna start preheating the oven at 180 Celsius. Next step is a crust, and more exactly baklava part. I'm gonna use walnuts, pistachio, melted butter, and phyllo pastry. I prefer to buy frozen ones because they are thinner and I like more the taste of these, but of course you can buy fresh if that's what you prefer. I like the frozen ones and I let them at room temperature to defrost. Of course I said butter, we need melted butter for this. Pistachio, I'm gonna chop it up roughly with a knife. Walnuts, I already have them chopped up. I'm gonna mix walnuts and pistachio together. This way we're gonna have a nice and even mixture of walnuts spread all throughout this part of the cake. I have my ring cake prepped already, an 8-inch or 20 centimeter in diameter. I line it up with baking paper and I am overlapping two of those phyllo pastry, and in between I have always butter. Sprinkle a few tablespoons of walnuts and continue to do so, layering walnuts, butter, and another phyllo pastry. I'm gonna use about 10 phyllo pastry for the base of this cake. This is the last layer of walnuts. I'm gonna top it up with another phyllo pastry. I didn't arrange in a particular way the phyllo pastry, just overlapping them in my cake form. And I made sure that my cake ring is on another oven tray, because the cake will be pretty heavy and you will end up with it on the floor if you don't have a base. Add melted butter on the last phyllo pastry, and with kitchen scissors I'm gonna trim nicely the edge of phyllo pastry and add those bits and pieces inside the cake and fill up with the filling that we previously made. I'm gonna brush the rest of the butter on those trimmed edges, and I'm gonna bake this in the oven. I'm gonna lower a bit the oven at 160 Celsius, so lower than 350 Fahrenheit. I will bake this for about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna let it cool down in the oven. I don't want the cheesecake part to crack, so after baking I'm gonna let it cool down in the oven. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a syrup, because baklava without syrup is not real. I'm gonna use water for this, about 180 milliliters of water, sugar, some honey, juice from half of a lemon, rose water again, and 1 cinnamon stick. I want this syrup to be really nice and flavorful. I'm gonna put in a pot water, sugar, cinnamon, rose water, all ingredients in the end. And on the stove I will try not to boil. I'm gonna keep it on slow, simmer it on slow heat until the sugar will completely dissolve, and also honey, and I'm gonna let it cool down. The syrup is absolutely delicious. Let it cool down, and when the cake also cool down, place it on a plate, remove the ring carefully, not to break the cake. Move it aside. Remove also the paper that we put in the cake form, so we can take out this cake super nice. Leave that with the spatula and take out the paper. Now pour the syrup, and focus to pour the syrup mostly on the phyllo pastry that is now nice and crisp and super flavorful, but we're gonna bring moisture and sweetness to that with this syrup. Use a spoon, and for the sides I'm gonna use a rubber brush. I'm gonna pour all the syrup into this, because this phyllo pastry, the base of the cake, will absorb all of that, and we're gonna be able to slice the cake nicely, and it's gonna be super yum. I'll also decorate it now with some chopped walnuts and pistachio, of course, to make it nice and pretty and really appealing for my guests. Add also some chopped pistachio if you have any left, and because I had some rose petals that are nice and dry and suitable for eating, I'm gonna place those on top of the cake. Keep the cake in the fridge before you serve it, and you know, desserts are made to be shared with friends and family. A nice serving of these will make the experience of enjoying this cake a lot more nicer if you share this with family and friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're gonna try the recipe and let me know in the comments what you think about it. And I will see you here next time. Until then, find reasons to smile. Bye.